It is Monday, January 26th at, 6:02 p.m. This is a meeting of the Personnel Committee. I am Madison Hickman, chair of this committee, and the other committee members are Todd Sievert to my right and Lynn Sneed to my left. We are here to discuss providing a recommendation that council accepts the recommendation of the Troy Recreation Board to amend the salary ordinance for part-time and seasonal workers to adjust the wage rate scale for the position of swimming pool/lead food service employee and to establish a separate wage rate scale for the position of lifeguard. Would you like to provide any details for the committee?
Yes, our recreation director can speak to it.
Mr. Seiler, and Ms. Slater is also here. Thank you.
Yeah, so we're here today. We had had a recommendation from the Troy Recreation Board related to our staffing at the pool, and specifically to two of our positions, one being our lifeguard and two to our pool managers. Carrie Slater, who is our assistant recreation director, serves as kind of our day-to-day pool manager, and although the pool season only is about three and a half months, she works year-round in terms of recruiting staff, training, retaining, and it has become more and more of a challenge over the course of the last several years. As many aquatic facilities in the area have experienced, they have either had to reduce their hours or maybe modify the way in which they operate to have certain parts of their facilities open and other parts closed at specific times due to the fact that they haven't been able to secure enough staffing to fully staff their facilities for their entire operational hours. So we're trying to get ahead of this and want to be proactive with our lifeguard rate and also to keep up with other communities in the area that have higher wage rates than what our existing seasonal rate structure was that's in place for 2026. So we've proposed the lifeguard rate here that you see with step one starting at $14.50 and going through 8 steps and capping out at $16.25. We feel this will get us more in line with what other facilities in the area are currently paying. And again, as I said, we're just trying to be more proactive than reactive so that we don't run into the same issues that a lot of other facilities have run into over the course of the last several years.
Okay. Does anyone on council have any more questions?
Quick question.
Sure.
The lifeguard steps that you have, it says new hires would start at step 1. That makes sense. Do they then go through the steps as they return from year to year?
They go through the steps as they return from year to year, correct. So our first year guards this upcoming year would start at $14.50. We have a good number of guards that will be returning at steps 2 and 3 primarily this coming year.
Okay.
So they would start at step 2 or step 3 accordingly based on their years that they've been with us. So the majority of our folks would either be step 1, 2, or 3 in this new proposed rate structure based on the number of years that they've been with us.
I would only note for the record that you referenced the lifeguards in your oral comments, but there's also a swimming pool manager, lead food service employee that continues with a 10-step program as opposed to an 8-step program with a range from $17 an hour to $19.25, varying, it looks like, approximately a quarter per hour for each additional step.
Yes, so this is part of the wage ordinance that was already in place. We're just adjusting these particular rates on this particular position. The lifeguard position was not its own particular wage structure previously, so we're establishing that as a new wage structure. The swimming pool manager and the lead food service position were currently existing. We're just proposing a new rate structure for that particular position, or those two positions.
I just wanted to make sure that was referenced in case people don't get the written documentation.
Thank you.
Do any other members of council have any questions? Mr. Phelps?
Councilman Phillips, Fourth Ward, 2610 Amberley Court. Thank you. Mr. Seiler, and looking at the wage scale, do we really need the 8 steps in both of these ranges, or 10 for the manager? But would it be advantageous to cut that down, and do they get a raise through the season?
They do not get a wage rate through increase through the season. We do have, let's see here, we have likely one or potentially a couple individuals that are going to be at step 6, but we're anticipating that this proposed structure should last us for the next 2 to 3 years without revising it again. So as we continue to have people return, they could get into that year 7 and 8 situation.
Are we competitive with our surrounding competition that we're trying to recruit from? And is this adequate for these numbers? And that's all I have. Thank you.
This is going to get us closer to competitive with the majority of those folks that are in our general area. We feel like the Step 8, 1625, again, should cover us for the next 2 to 3 years beyond just 2026.
Can we increase rates annually based on what our minimum wage is in Ohio, and for all of the different categories? So they won't be static for the next 3 years. They will increase appropriately. But to Ken's point, this is something we looked at other aquatic facilities in the area and looked at what we were currently paying and tried to make some adjustments that would be reasonable for our community to absorb, especially with it being an amendment that we didn't anticipate, but it is definitely something that's needed.
Would any of them work 40-hour weeks?
There are, Carrie may be able to answer this better than I, but there are certainly several staff members that do work 40 hours a week. Not all of them do. She's pretty flexible with, again, just trying to retain staff to work with their schedules. You know, obviously these kids have a lot of other things going on. But there are certainly some of these kids that do want to work 40 hours a week, and generally each summer we do have a few of those that do that.
Can I ask, so it sounds like we are getting closer to being competitive. Can I ask how far apart, or what other, I don't know how to word this, like what other communities we might be behind in this rate?
I can give you an example of a community that's close to us here. Sydney, for example, their wage rate structure for lifeguards is $16.50 to $19.38. So they have a 7-step program for their lifeguard positions.
Okay. Some of the facilities we've looked at weren't set yet. I believe Huber Heights potentially, they had talked about raising rates but had not made any decisions yet. So we'll know more closer to when the pool season actually begins.
Okay.
For example, the Lincoln Center, they pay their guards $15 per hour, just for comparison within the city. It's our understanding last year that the Dolphin was paying $20 per hour for their lifeguards.
So,
and we are, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, so if the majority of our lifeguards are 1, 2, and 3s,
they are,
and we're still $1.50 an hour under Sydney with our at a 3rd step. I mean, I think this is what Mr. Phillips was trying to allude to. Do you think that this is sufficient? I mean, I'm finance committee, so anytime we can save money, I want to save money. But I also, you know that this, I mean, you guys gave a great presentation about how many people are at the pool now and crowding and all this other stuff. That we need to make sure that we're getting the best that we can get for those positions. So I mean, I'll defer to you. You guys run it better than me, or Carrie, you do a great job out there, but I don't know that we couldn't bump these a little bit if it becomes necessary.
Well, I think we feel comfortable with where we've proposed compared to where we were. I think, we can review this again after this year to kind of see where we are with things and how successful we are with, securing the guards that we anticipate we're going to be able to secure. And if we, you know, as we typically do at the end of every year, we do review kind of where we are, where we shake out with other communities, and also what we anticipate with our group that's coming back. We generally have about 30 to 35 guards per year, so Carrie's done a really great job of retaining them, but this we felt was at least one step towards taking that next step to be able to continue to retain them, and we feel comfortable at this point for 2026 that this will help us out.
Final question, just because I'm the newbie here. Do we have any problems with staffing levels for the pool? Like, do we have plenty of lifeguards normally from year to year?
We've been very fortunate the last few years to retain and have enough staff to operate the facility at full capacity with no shortage of lifeguards. What we're proposing today is just to continue to keep it that way. Myself, along with my pool managers, who are all educators in the local school district, help me recruit throughout the year. We work heavily with them with accommodating their schedules, whether it be soccer, you know, basketball, horseback riding, anything that you can think of, we work with their schedules. So to answer Mr. Sievert's question, some guards only work 2 days a week, some work 20 hours a week, some work 40 hours a week for me, and then go work another job, just depending on where they are in their life. And if they're going towards college, they're usually wanting to work a little bit more. So we've been very, very fortunate to retain and keep these guards. With this bump and slight increase, this will definitely help us with all the other things that we've been doing to help retain and recruit them.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. If there are no other, sorry, is there anyone from the public that would like to ask any questions or comments today? Okay, so how would you like to proceed?
Move forward, as recommended.
Move forward.
With emergency.
The Personnel Committee would like to, no, not with emergency?
I was reading the wrong one.
Okay. I was like, wait. Would like to move forward
Okay.
with the recommendation.
All right, thank you.
This meeting is, or, I'm sorry, are there any other?
No, there are not.
All right, this meeting is adjourned.